Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom. Peace, love, and salutations. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom to all the men and women who are rehearsing the righteous acts day in and day out. Shalom to you. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four winds of the world to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the Americas and the Israelite stranger that has been scattered across the four winds that look like those from other nations and will speak the language of those other nations, but their lineage also goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as well. Okay, let's get started here with Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understandeth not judgment, but they that seek the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, understand all things. Okay, and if we go into that word judgment in the Hebrew, it means mashpat. Okay, let's get that word real quick. The Hebrew's transliteration for mashpat. Okay, and let's look at the outline biblical usage. Salakia, judgment, right? The act of deciding a case, process, litigation, right? Execution of judgment, decision in law. Okay, let's go here to the Strong's translation right here. Judgment, manner, right, cause, ordinance, lawful order, discretion. Let's look at the Strong's definition. A verdict favorable or unfavorable, pronounced judicially, especially a sentence or formal decree, human or participants, divine law. Okay, and that word right there really stuck with me. Divine law. Now, this is exactly what it is. This is a divine law, the Lashawam Kodash. Okay, the ancient Hebrew for a holy tongue. Okay, Lashawam meaning tongue, and Kodash meaning holy. Okay, the Lashawam Kodash, and this is the law of the Lashawam Kodash. This is the text, the divine holy scriptures, who the world calls the holy scriptures, right? The Holy Bible. Okay, this is the treasure. This is the divine law that was given into the nation of Yasharallah. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this video today is because Spirit led me to do this video, because this weekend that just passed at camp, as always, there's always some, it's either a heathen, a two-third, or just some scoffers. But in this case, it was, the bros knew by having the Holy Scriptures, right? Having the Holy Spirit, the breath, to be able to discern in the Spirit who this individual was, right? And just like every good judge, we don't judge by the appearance. Okay, we judge through the Spirit. Test the Spirit by the Spirit. Okay, and from the outside, they actually look like Jake, right? But they were from the other nations. Okay, I believe some of the bros thought this other individual next to him could have been possibly a Jake, right? But we knew for sure the main one that was the main character talking and trying to impose his 2 cents, or trying to somehow use his ideology of men or his doctrines of men and to try to prove his point or question the divine law of the scriptures that we preach and teach, right, to the nation of Yasharala. Okay, mind you, we are doing our work, right? We are prophesying to the wind as scriptures has commanded us to, right? In particular to the lost sheep of the house of Yasharala. Okay, this is our job. This is what the Lord placed in our spirit to do. Okay, and yet you'll have people walk by here, and some heathens want to come in and they want to inquire or be nosy or just very curious people, right? So this individual pulls up and he's like, talking about how they should have the right, anybody to, express themselves when it comes to things of the Bible or their own personal beliefs, right? And there was a little bit of, discussion on that. And this is why the Spirit led me to do this video today. Okay, I don't have the exact title of this video of what I'm going to call it, but it is concerning the heathens of the nations, right? Because we do understand and know through the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, there's three kinds of men in this world, right? There's the sons of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? The sons of the wicked, right? Which is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, and the son of men, or the other nations. Okay? So either way, there's still heathen in their mannerism, right? They're still heathens in the sense that they weren't given this divine law. And this is why you hear them spew nonsense out of their mouths, right? And of course, we do understand and know through the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai that we have a fraction of those individuals within our own nation, right, that haven't received this 100% true gospel or has completely rejected this gospel, right? The 2/3 of the nation of Yasharala that it speaks of in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, 8 and 9, right? Speaking about the 1/3 that'll be left therein, but will be tried like fire is tried, Salakia, and will be tried like gold is tried in the fire, like gold and silver is tried, right? And 2/3 of the nation of Yasharala will be completely condemned and annihilated and melted away with fervent heat, like the rest of these heathens, right? Like the rest of the son of perdition, the son of the wicked, the Edomites, all right, who has been given dominion to have this whole earth under this wicked spell, under this wicked vibration, right, of confusion and anguish. So, like I was reading here, I really like this word divine law, right? And that's exactly what it is. This is a divine law that we speak, the Lashawam Kodash. And this is why we are able to judge things, right? And one of the, I can't remember, one of the bros made a good point into saying, well, all this is, from the Bible that we're speaking, and all this judgment is not of us, right? This is not something that we are just making up in our own mind or our own ideology. Okay? This is the words of the divine law of the Holy Scriptures, which ultimately is what's the word I'm looking for? Is driven by the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, and this is why these heathens can't understand, and it confounds them. It completely baffles them in the mind to not understand what true judgment is, right? And they get offended. Okay, they get offended because we're bringing this 100% true gospel, and we actually have scriptures to back up what we're saying, unlike them. Okay? Let's go back to the scriptures here. Evil man understandeth not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understandeth all things, right? All things of the Holy Scriptures. The hopeful elect will understand and will have the ability to discern and read spirits, right? Just like those two young men that pulled up to the camp this weekend, right? One of them was the more outspoken one and spewing his ideology and trying to debate into why he couldn't have his own way of thinking. And what was the exact thing? I'm trying to remember. Expressing, he has a right to express his ideology against the Holy Scriptures, right? And he viewed that, his perception of that was that it was not evil for him to express himself against the Scriptures, right? Because he lacks understanding, right? Like we just got done reading. But they that seek the Lord understand all things, right? Only the hopeful elect understand all these things, right? They understand and they know their perception of righteousness of the heathens is completely flawed. Okay? They don't have no standard. It's all over the place. All right? So when they hear or they try to comprehend and perceive the righteous judgment of the elect, the hopeful elect, it comes across as bizarre to them. Okay, it comes across as offensive. All right, because it wasn't given unto them to understand the scriptures. Right, this is one clear sign of knowing who is a son of the wicked or the son of men, and clearly not the sons of God. Right? Let's go here to number 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. Right? And just like that young man, he don't want to hear about all this laws and judgments and rules, And they are the type of spirits that actually praise the ideology of men, right? I believe they said they like to study different religions, is what they say, but they really don't study, because we caught them on their lies, because we asked them a couple questions even on their so-called ideologies of or religions of Hinduism and Muslim. I believe they also study, right? And they weren't educated on that as well. Okay. But such as keep the law contend with them, right? So here it is, the hopeful elect, or the sincere men and women who rehearse the righteous acts to the best of their ability, contend with people like this, all right? Because they are completely baffled into trying to figure out why our perception of what righteousness is. They're trying to figure it out, man, and they'll never figure it out because it wasn't given unto them. All right. The law, statutes, and commandments were given to the nation of Yasharallah. Okay, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America. Now you would have to be, born again in the spirit to receive this 100% true gospel, right? To understand and believe, right, through faith and understanding of what the scriptures are saying. Okay. Let's go here to, let's get this real quick. Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities, right? And that families, if you go right above that, and number 1 is talking about the children of Yasharallah. Okay, everybody knows the great story of the children of Yasharallah. Okay, the true ancient Hebrew word, who the world ignorantly calls Israel, right? Yasharallah. Right here, this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I have brought up from the land of Egypt. All right, there was only one nation of people that the Lord brought up from the land of Egypt, right? The house of bondage, Salakia, the house of bondage. Okay, the Hebrew Mizraim. Okay, this is the only nation of people that the Lord used divine intervention into freeing the Israelites, right? And gave them the divine Lashawam Kodash, the divine law, right? To be able to discern things in the spirit. To be able to discern things in the spirit and move accordingly and be the standard above all nations. Okay, this is why the heathens, they have a hard time dealing with the scriptures, and they have a hard time. Their perception is way different than the perception of a hopeful elect, right? Of a God-fearing man. All right, they can't understand. It clashes instantly. We're able to tell. So, expressing your ideologies and things against the men of the Lord, they might view it as they're debating or expressing their ideologies against that individual, but little do they know they are in complete blasphemy, because they don't understand that the men of the Lord are just messengers, right? These are not our words, so they will be going in direct opposition with the divine law, okay, which is guided by the Holy Spirit, man, going against Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai's himself, right? They are going against the word of the Lord and his men, okay? But they don't see it that way. They're looking at the carnal flesh, and they are very nonchalant about it. Let's go here to Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Okay, obviously the heathens, which are like unto spittle, and we'll get that here in a second, in the book of Esdras, chapter 6, it talks about how the Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua views the other nations, right? They are unto spittle. They are nothing, okay? But they are also not judged like the Israelites, like we got done reading in Amos 3:2. Okay, so right now, the world is given into the hand of the wicked, and that is the wicked ruling empire of Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man. They are the wicked. Okay, this is why they are above everyone in the law and control everything that goes on within their system of government, right? And the ideologies of theirs, mind and way of being and living is what is spread like a poison across the across the four winds. Okay, this was allowed by the almighty power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, okay, as a punishment to the Israelites, the sons of God, the sons of the divine holy power. Okay, there is no light in them. There's no light in these people, man. So that's why they get confounded, they get confused, and their perception of righteousness is way different than the perception of what the men of the Lord, okay, perception of what righteousness is, right? It is real simple to us, but to them, it is very complicated, them not recognizing that just blurting out with their mouth saying, let's move God out of the equation, and let's think me and you on a situation or on a topic and we could come up with something of what we consider to be a neutral form of righteousness between us, not knowing that that shit is wicked as hell, completely wicked. Even having that type of discussion, it's blasphemy, right? And this is the words that came out of this dude, man. Let's get God out of the equation, or let's not put God into it. Let's talk me and you. And off the rip, that was a red flag for us, and the bros, knowing that this man is clearly from the other nations, right? Because a true of the person of the elect, a true Israelite would never, even at his lowest point, would never say, let's get God out the way, right? And this is exactly what this man did and said, right? And that was a tremendous red flag for us, right? Right off the rip. So, again, using the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures, to test the Spirit by the Spirit, and continue speaking on the Lashwam Kodash with this individual, further proving our point, and us recognizing instantly that we are among he's got the spirit of of a regular other nation, man, just straight wickedness, and doesn't understand what true righteousness is. Okay, let's go here to I want to grab this one, 2nd Ezra 6:56. Let's start here at 2nd Ezra 6:54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. All right, we understand and know through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai that Adam, in fact, was the first man created. But through the spirit and power, we understand and know also that in the spirit, if you could receive it, that was Yahweh Shai as well. Okay, that is Yahweh Shai. Okay. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Right? So everybody likes to bring up that point. Oh, we all come from Adam. We're all the same. But clearly it says here that, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Right? And we just got done reading Amos 3:2. That there's only one nation, one family of people that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua chose, to bring out of damnation, right? Out of Egypt, was the Israelites. Okay, that is the chosen nation that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua chose, right? Even though he clearly said, even though all of us come from, right, descend from Adam, and after this, Adam also whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, right? We all come from him, right? And the people also whom thou hast chosen, right? Let's continue. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Okay, the whole world was made for the sake of the Israelites. God's chosen seed, right? The lineage that he chose, right? To be the standard, right? To rule with a divine law, the Lashawam Kudash. All right, so people could have the understanding, right? The wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the 100% true gospel, and won't be saying weirdo, blasphemous things like, let's remove God out of the picture, right? With that mindset, this is clearly the state of the world that is in. Let's remove God. That exactly what he said there in the spirit, in that wicked spirit of his. That's exactly what's going on in the world. They have removed God. Let's remove God out the way and discuss me and you. And this is what the whole world is doing right now. This is the vibration they're under, man. They want to discuss between themselves and removing the almighty righteous power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right? And then wondering why the world is in the state that is in, of pure confusion, pure anguish, a pure hellhole for a lot of people, including those same heathen nations, right? And they know no better. They think they're actually think this is as good as it gets, man. They're really under that spell, under that vibration, right? Let's continue here in 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them into a drop that falleth from a vessel. Okay, this is a clear depiction of what the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai thinks of the people of the other nations, man. Okay, they are unto spittle, man. Okay, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. A little drop. That's what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai thinks of those individuals, man. Okay, because they were not the chosen nation. Okay, they weren't given the Lashawam Kodash, right? They weren't given these holy scriptures, the treasure, right? Let's read number 57 here. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, right? The sons of the wicked, Esau, Edom, and the other nations, the sons of men, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Right? You can't get more clear and to the point than that. And this is what they have done to us, right? This is the punishment, the spell that we are still under, but we are getting ready to be in a transition of power, right? We're getting rid of our curses are being transferred over unto the heathen, right? And this has also been prophesied throughout scriptures, right? Okay, because we are the Israelites. We have been suffering all this time, and we have been paying our dues all this time, right? And now is the time where prophecy is being fulfilled once again. The transition of power, the transition of the curses will be transferred over onto the sons of the wicked, being Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. And you're seeing it more and more every day, them suffering alongside the Israelites, and even worse at times, right? We could find that Revelations, we're on that topic the other day, how they will receive double. Okay, they're going to receive double for the wickedness and atrocities they committed against the nation of Yasharallah. Okay. Let's get that real quick right here. We go to number 6, Revelations 18:6. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Right? It's talking about the scarlet whore. Maybe you haven't read the book of Revelations. The scarlet whore, meaning spiritual Babylon over here, man, a.k.a. America. Okay, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she had filled to her double, right? And this cup that she has filled, and the golden cup is it's been filled with blasphemy and wickedness and atrocities and all types of horrific things. This scarlet whore has filled that cup with, right? And this is what the Lord is speaking on, that he's going to transfer over them curses and all those abominations unto her double, right? And double unto her double according to her works. All right. Why is the Lord doing this to her? Why are the curses going to be sent back onto her for all these curses and abominations and genocide, raping and robbing, and what they have done, these Edomites, to our Israelite nation, is because they are the sons of the wicked. Okay, let's read number 7. How much she hath glorified herself and live deliciously, right? All this time, she has glorified herself. It's talking about the scarlet whore, right? The wicked ruling power of Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man. Let's continue. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she set in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow, a very conceited, haughty whore. You know, you've seen how it's describing this scarlet whore, okay? The virgin daughter of Babylon, spiritual Babylon over here, okay? AKA America. This is the scarlet whore, right? And this is the judgment that's coming to her, right? And double unto her is coming for all the wickedness she's committed against the chosen nation of Yasharala, man. Okay, so this transaction over here, this transaction of power is getting ready to shift. It's already shifting. Every day you're seeing the shift, right? More and more as these holy scriptures come out. Okay, more people, you're starting to see more people throughout all social media, at least sounding like they got a little bit of sense nowadays, starting to know that there are more than just one tribe that consists of the whole nation of Yasharala, right? You're starting to hear them say more. They're still off on a bunch of things, but at least they don't seem so damn lost. And even the heathens are starting to hear rumors of it, right? They're hearing about the 12 tribes. They're hearing and they're going to inquire and figure out, where is this coming from? You know, what is this belief? What is this doctrine, right? This ideology, because they look at it like ideology. Let's keep it 100, because they ain't got the Holy Spirit, man. They ain't got the Ruach Qadash, so they're thinking it's just some new form of a new type of ideology like theirs, and they're scratching their head, man. This one over here is their ideology, man, is brutal, right, compared to theirs, because the shit they come up and smother up together is some crazy, wicked shit, and it sounds good to their ears, right? It sounds good and feels good to their flesh, but that's all it is all carnal, vain ideologies of men, okay? And that shit right there is what's going to get them destroyed. And what has our people, the 2/3 of the nation of Yasharala, completely lost in the sauce out here and acting like some damn heathens themselves, man. Okay, Spirit led me to look up this word right real quick, because I'm keep on saying it, but I like this word when I say ideology, because it's got the word idea in it. Let's see what the true definition of that word really means. An ideology is a system of ideas, right? Those are just ideas, beliefs, and values that shapes how people view the world. All right, this is the ideology of the heathens, man. And values that shapes how people view the world, act in society, and build political or economic systems. You see, all of it is all carnal and has a agenda or a narrative linked to it, right? What are those agendas and narratives? You have it right here: political or economic systems. Okay, they just told you what ideology really means. Common examples include political beliefs like democracy, socialism, and capitalism. All right, so ideology is a system of ideas, beliefs, and values that shapes how people view the world. Okay, this is how they view the world, man. Pretty much ideology of men is wickedness, man. Okay, there's no divine law there. There's no Lashawam Kodash. Okay, there's no holy scriptures in the way these people think and what they truly consider as valuable, as value, or and it's all linked with politics and economic systems, right? How people view the world, act in society, and build, right? And build political or economic systems. All right. Based on that, that's how they build their political or their systems, man. All right. They're wicked, heathen type of systems. All right. And clearly to this day, to this modern time, you still see the heathen complain and talk about how there's no true justice or there's no true equality, right? And because they have made up all this mumbo jumbo themselves, man, all this ideology and bullshit is of men, man. And if this council, right, be made of men, it will come to naught, man. Let's grab that real quick. Or this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Acts 5:38. Right, and this is exactly what we did, man. We refrained from these people, man. You know, let's get that real quick. Oh, Salakia. Acts 5:38. If this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. All right. This is what we want to do, man. Once we find out, just for edification purposes, we stay a little bit long there, throwing our spiritual jabs at them, hooks and blows to the ribs. They're like, and it's just painful for them. They're like, ooh, ah, ooh, it's fun for us. But, after a matter of time, man, you just got to let them go because they're just wicked spirits, man. You can't just keep being around these damn wicked demons. Ain't no telling what could happen, right? Let's continue. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught, man. This is exactly what you're seeing with these political systems, right? We just got done reading. Economic and political system is coming to nothing, man. Right? That word not, if you look it up, it just means nothing. If this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught, right? Okay? Their ideologies, all these wicked thoughts in their head, they're demons, man. And they're just putting them on paper, making them look fancy, and fluffing their own feathers, making it sound how it's just and how it's fair. And these people don't know what just and fair is, man. All right? This is why you're seeing this shit is come to nothing, man. All right? Why do you think there's so much anguish out here? There's so much confusion, so much hate, right? How is it, right? Because this council has been made of a bunch of damn heathens, man. Let's go to number 39. But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it, right? And this is what we're getting ready to transfer over into, right? The kingdom of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. We're getting ready to transfer into this righteous kingdom, right? We're getting ready to come into the righteous ruling power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Let's continue. Lest happily you be found even to fight against God, right? We're in the transformation. We're transferring into this new righteous power, right? All these curses will be sent on over into the heathen. And, but before that happens, all this chaos has to happen, right? The MOT, the woe number 3, Jacob's trouble is going to keep increasing even more and more till people are completely annihilated and destroyed, man. Okay, till Yahweh Shai himself comes back, right? And comes and saves the hopeful elect first. Okay. Let's go over here. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it with this one here. John 4:23. But the hour cometh and now is, right? That hour cometh and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, right? The true worshipers, who are those? The hopeful elect, man. Those are the only ones that are going to hearken into the 100% true gospel with what? In spirit and in truth, man. Okay? For the Father seeketh such to worship him, right? The Father, Yahweh, seeketh, right? Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai seeketh those who worship him in spirit and in truth, man. And there's only one spirit, and it's the righteous spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach Kodesh, right? They will have that breath of life to be able to discern and hear the voice of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? Let's continue here. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay? These people of the world, man, they will never be able to do that, man. Because they ain't got the breath. Okay? They ain't got the Holy Spirit. Okay? They got nothing but carnal ideologies of men. Okay? Which are all linked to and wrapped around, ideas of politics and economic systems, right? That's all their ideas come from, right? That's where their ideology comes from, right? It's all intertwined within the carnal things of the world, man. And this is why they get confounded, right? Because it says here you have to worship him in spirit, okay? Their ideology is all carnal. Within their ideology, there's no such thing as a spirit, right? They can't see it, they can't touch it or taste it. It doesn't exist to them, okay? Because they're carnal-minded people. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end with that. Before I go, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh willing, it was edifying to the elect. Before I go, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, shalom.